Hello everybody and welcome back to another Oscar prediction video where today I will be taking a look at the category of Original Screenplay. So first and foremost, yes, this video is late. I somehow skipped a whole day yesterday. I did not mean to. Yesterday was just a lot busier than I thought it would be, and I'm gonna try to not make excuses, but I think you can tell that my heart has just not been in these prediction videos as much as I wanted them to be, so I'm just going to try to get these out because I know that people rely on this. Hopefully by the time we get to the Oscars they will all be out, but I'm just gonna... You know what, no more excuses, that just takes up too much time. Let's just get right to the predictions. Fifth most likely to win is Maestro. Okay, so this screenplay is written by Bradley Cooper and Josh Singer. This is the second nomination for both of them. Singer won for Spotlight in 2015, and Cooper, obviously he's been nominated a bunch of times, but specifically for writing, this is his second nomination because he was nominated for Star is Born. Now, I'm choosing to put this screenplay at number 5 for the simple reason that the screenplay is clearly the weakest element of the film, and that's not just me talking. A lot of people have said similar things. It is just, for as flashy as the direction is, and even for as well done as a lot of the craft elements is, this screenplay drags this movie down significantly. Even if you don't think it's doing the traditional biopic thing, and you appreciate it for trying to be a little bit bolder, I really do feel at the end of this movie I don't know anything more about Leonard Bernstein that I couldn't gauge from a Wikipedia article. And so I don't really feel like I've gotten to know this man. I don't really feel any sort of emotional connection. And I think the way that it tries to be this beautiful romance while just trying to sidestep the fact that he's gay, I don't know, I just really do not like this screenplay, and a lot of people have said the same things. I would be appalled if this wins. I don't think it's won anything major in the lineup. I think people are very disappointed by the fact that this is even nominated. Yeah, it's not winning. Fourth most likely to win is May December. Well, from the worst screenplay in the lineup to the best, at least in my opinion. This is written by Sammy Birch and Alex Mechanic. This is the first nomination for each of them. And I believe for Sammy Birch, this is their first feature-length screenplay, which is really, really impressive. And what Todd Haynes does with this screenplay is outstanding. The movie really is one of my favorites of the year, and it's a shame that this is the only Oscar nomination it got, because it really is a great film. But you know what? If it had to be nominated for one thing, I'm glad that the screenplay was recognized. I really do like the way that it treats this particular story and the way that it draws out each of the main characters. Now, with that said, it's the only screenplay nominee this year that is not also up for Best Picture. And I probably don't even need to tell you this, but the last movie to win screenplay to not be nominated for picture was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It has never happened in a year of 10 nominees for Best Picture. Eternal Sunshine probably would have gotten the Best Picture nomination had there been 10 nominees that year. And so there's just no reason to expect May December to be the first, in the new preferential ballot era, the first screenplay to win without a picture nomination. This is the one nomination that it has. Clearly, the guilds were not a big fan of the movie overall. I'm not really sure why, but as it stands, this is definitely not in a good position to win. Third most likely to win is Past Lives. So, Past Lives is one of my favorite movies of the year. I think a lot of people have expressed similar sentiments. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece. It's shocking that this is Celine Song's not only first feature as a director, but also her first screenplay. She was a playwright prior to this, and this particular script is obviously drawn with a lot of personal experience. but it is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful in the way that the story is told. And like much like with May December, the way that these three central characters are drawn out, and the fact that there's nothing stereotypical about this love triangle, it's just played in the most natural way, lifelike way that you can imagine. And this is one of only 2 nominations for the film. It's up for this and Best Picture. Now, last year, Women Talking managed to win Adapted Screenplay, despite only having that nomination and Best Picture, so it's not completely out of the running that this could win. However, looking at the major precursors, this movie is not really what's winning, and it doesn't really seem like the type of film that would win anyway because it's not hugely dialogue-based, it's all very naturalistic and not the most writerly. This is a very earned nomination, and I really wish this could be our winner. I kind of prefer the May December screenplay, but this is a very close second. Both screenplays are amazing. Both screenplays would make worthy winners. But as of right now, just looking at the precursors and looking at what tends to win in this category, I do think this is number 3. Which is not to say it's impossible, like crazy things have happened, but as of right now, I'm not predicting it to win. Second most likely to win is The Holdovers. Okay, so this screenplay written by David Hemmingson, not written by Alexander Payne, even though he's written a bunch of his screenplays prior to this. But the screenplay does fit perfectly well within Payne's sensibilities, and it's maybe the most writer-heavy of all the scripts here. There's some very memorable, quotable dialogue to be found here, and it is well done. It's the sort of screenplay that voters tend to go for, which made me think for a while that this would be potentially a real threat to win. And really, there's not much of a reason why I'm not going for it other than just precursors. And I want to stress that this could happen. Like, we're really entering the phase now where a lot of these categories are not super easy to predict, and I think it's very reasonable that The Holdovers could win. However, just based on what's popular right now, and basing on what movies are really hitting a peak of popularity during voting, then my gut tells me it's not going to be Holdovers. My gut tells me that number 1 most likely to win is Anatomy of a Fall. So the script is written by Justine Triet. Her first nomination, somehow, Maestro is the only movie in this lineup to have been previously nominated, to have been written by previous nominees. But this screenplay is really... It won the Golden Globe, which was considered a huge shocker. And it was going against adapted screenplays in that category. That was a heavy, heavy category, and it was a big surprise that they went for Anatomy of a Fall. And then it also won the BAFTA, which is maybe less surprising, but that's 2 major wins. Now, the Critics' Choice Awards gave Barbie the win in Original Screenplay, and Barbie happens to be competing in Adapted Screenplay at the Oscars. So we'll talk later about what this impacts for Adapted Screenplay, but for Original, Anatomy of a Fall has 2 major precursor wins, and Holdovers and Past Lives really don't have that. And that tells me that Anatomy of a Fall is where that's where the eyes are to be the frontrunner in this category. And it's a really good screenplay. It's maybe not as showy as Holdovers is, however, it is a very smart script. The way that anyone who's a fan of like true crime shows and crime podcasts are going to get into this courtroom drama and the did she or didn't she aspect. But at the end of the day, it's like a deconstruction of those types of stories, and it basically addresses that whether she did or didn't is not really the point, and it's much more about how people can be perceived by outside forces. So it is a really great screenplay, and we don't get a ton of non-English language scripts winning, but I do think that this script, because a lot of it is in English and because the writing of it is such an impeccable part of what makes it work, I do think it stands a really good shot in this category. Like, the Globe win and the BAFTA win were enough to convince me. I'm pretty sure that this is winning. So thank you very much for watching, and tune in next time when I will be taking a look at the category of Best Actor. See you then.